Breaking news, more Angel Reese drama. We have a new report that the Chicago Sky wanted her out. The Chicago Sky was kicking her to the curb. The Chicago Sky have decided the headache known as Angel Reese, South Side Sid herself, is not worth it. She is not worth it. Absolutely wild. Now, I mentioned that this was a possibility because, in my opinion, from everything I've seen, Angel Reese was the toxic element of that locker room. We all know what her fans are like. Y'all want to talk about Caitlin Clark fans? It was Angel Reese's fans that were making Angel Reese's teammates literally cry in interviews because of stuff they posted online about them. Do you think that does not have a play in the locker room, that does not cause issues in the locker room? You want to talk about Angel Reese's fake double doubles as a streak, as I talked about before, and Teresa Witherspoon, the head coach, focusing on Angel Reese and that double double streak to the detriment of her team and winning games, a team that until the end very much could have made the playoffs. A team that had much better players than Angel Reese for that offense. Are you going to tell me that did not cause any problems in that locker room? Of course it did. Of course it did. Sources told Alexa Philippo's tweet here. Sources told me and Kendra Andrews Reese did not request a trade, but the Sky worked closely with her team to find her a new home and that there was no contention between the two parties. Chicago is expected to be revamping its roster to look completely different this season. Now, Chicago Sky are getting all the heat with this because, of course, we know Angel Reese is a participation trophy kid, Southside Sid, participation trophy kid. So they're not going to go after her. But let's be clear. The reason Chicago is doing this is because while Angel Reese may have not come out directly 100% and said, I want to be traded, I demand a trade, she made it very, very clear with some public statements and in her attitude and behavior that she wanted out of Chicago. This is the third year of her 4-year deal. If Chicago waited another year, Angel Reese wasn't re-signing. So if Chicago waited another deal, they have a lot less leverage than they have now. So they decided, between the toxicity from Angel Reese and what she has done to that locker room, they said, you know what? Let's get what we can get now when we've got this everybody's basically a free agent. Let's get what we can get now, and we'll just move on and we'll start our rebuild. Now, I will say this. The one thing that I find kind of odd, I got to think it through a little more, is why give up draft picks so no one is taken in the expansion draft and then send Angel Reese to Atlanta for draft picks? Now, I get it. They're better draft picks, I think, than the ones they gave up, but it still doesn't make any sense because Angel Reese is under contract. She would have been protected. You still could have made this trade. Camila Cardoso under contract. I don't know. I don't even know. I can't even think off the top of my head now who else in Chicago is under contract, but it just doesn't make sense to do to give up those picks to protect yourself from the expansion draft when then making this trade for draft picks if you're in a rebuild. Now, who knows? Maybe they have lined up. Maybe they're going to kick butt in free agency and it's not going to be a huge revamp. I will say another thing is, now I hesitate to say she's going to have a really good year because of, I don't know the roster around her, but this is a get Camille Cardoso out of jail free card 100%. She is very much limited in what she's allowed to do in that Chicago team because of the focus on Angel Reese, because of the way Angel Reese plays. Camille Cardoso is a much, much better post player than Angel Reese will ever be. And I'm going to get to the stuff I think I mentioned. If I didn't, I think I mentioned in the title that we've got some stuff about the Chicago Sky fans and the hypocrisy with what Caitlin Clark fans have to go through all the time. But still doesn't explain why they didn't see Angel in their future. Well, I think I kind of just explained that. She's very, very limited player. Yes, she grabs a lot of rebounds. I continue to praise that. But she doesn't really have anything else to offer in her game. Right? She's 6'3" in the WNBA and gets her shot blocked more than anyone else in the league. They literally could have gotten way more from other teams. Could they though? Do we know that? I mean, who else was going to give up a lot for Angel Reese? Cardoso is the real star, not Angel. Good move. I agree with that. And here's the what I was saying, right? So why did they give up 2 draft picks for the free agency? Yeah, 100%. I don't get that at all right now. Angel Reese has already quit on the dream this season. That's wild. Yeah, she's definitely a quitter. She quit on the Chicago Sky. So great they traded her. Angel is toxic in every locker room, but then so is Atlanta Dream part owner Renee Montgomery. Y'all ain't like us. Y'all not like us. We don't want you in this league. We want the CBA because of you and your support, but we don't actually want your support. Renee Montgomery has yet to figure out how to make that happen. Now, speaking of Caitlin Clark fans being motivated by hate, as they like to say, hope she's able to go to a team that. Well, like I said, I think she did. I think the Atlanta Dream. What I'll say again is if Angel Reese dials back her ego and accepts she's a fourth or fifth option if she's starting and offensively speaking, and she just puts her nose to the grindstone, so to speak, and focuses on rebounds and defending to the best of her ability, the Atlanta Dream could be really, really good because they've got the offensive players. They don't need that from Angel Reese. If Angel Reese can realize she is not the star of the Atlanta Dream, that team could be dangerous. Now, we got a lot of this Quitta Love Sports, but this is all over the place. It's once I get back to, I want to unload on Jeff and Sky leadership right now. Once I get back to Chicago, you better get ready for what will probably go down as my harshest stream to date. Some harsh truths just need to be said. Yeah, you're all being way too harsh on Chicago Sky. What is it that they were supposed to do when you have a player like Angel who's very toxic, who's calling out the franchise, whose fans are making teammates cry? She's going to leave. They got to get something. And I know some people say, well, maybe they could have waited till next offseason. Again, I think leverage goes down, though, especially if it's a disaster of a season. I don't know if her stock's ever going to be higher than it is right now. And I got a couple other things for you, folks. Couple other things for you real quick. We're going to get to that Caitlin Clark fan tie-in. I said this, remember, Caitlin Clark fans get attacked all the time for being Caitlin Clark fans and not Indiana Fever fans first. But we know it's never been about that, as you can see here. Thank you for freedom. Now I can block the Sky. So wait a minute. So you're not a Chicago Sky fan, you're an Angel Reese fan, and now you're done with the Chicago Sky? Caitlin Clark fans got called the worst things all the time. They even do it now, and they talk about, Caitlin Clark fans, they hate they hate all the other players on the team, and of course they make it a race issue, as they always do. They don't, because of if Caitlin Clark leaves, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, they're Caitlin Clark fans. It's a lie that they hate the other Fever players and don't root for them. They've fully embraced Caitlin Clark's teammates. So that is absolutely nonsense. And then, a follow up on that, Reese's Pieces, please. I mean, she's encouraging all of Angel Reese's fans to do the same thing. Please make sure to unfollow the Chicago Sky on every platform. We will bring all of our money, followers, and support to the Atlanta Dream starting today. You didn't bring any money to the Chicago Sky. Let's be clear about that. Angel Reese has Instagram followers. She has girls who sadly want to be her, and boys who like the fact that her future is OnlyFans. Southside Sid is not a ball player, and her fans don't support her basketball. That is simply the truth. Chicago Sky did a smart thing getting rid of Angel Reese, addition by subtraction. They are going to be better for. Will they be a good team this year? Probably not. Is their future set up brighter with Angel Reese gone? Abso-freaking-lutely. Southside Sid was never good for the Chicago Sky. Again, I blame Teresa Witherspoon for a lot of that, but Angel Reese is also hugely to blame. So let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. You know the drill by now. Oh, there's a hype button too. Go for it, please. If you're on mobile, please smash that hype button thingy. I'll talk to you all later.